and welcome to the late summer protocol. Everything, the element is earth, which we've been talking about. And the chart I have up is to give a little broader view of the two organs that we are going to be working with in this late summer season. What I love about focusing on each season at a time, it really breaks it down so we remember it. It's not like you're in college and you're reading and you're chewing this information and you're spitting. It's more of a physical awareness of how your body works, how your energy feels, noticing your breathing and your emotionality, and how all of this works in our system and how we can be more aware of it so we can self-care. So we come into the season of late summer, which is the earth element. We talk a lot about connecting to the earth. The two organs we'll be working with is stomach and spleen. So today is getting into the physical idea of where they are in your body, and how they physically work in your body. And then we'll get into how these two organs partner with each other. So, right off, the stomach is what we're going to be focusing on in the spleen. And you can see here the stomach is on your left side, and your right side is your liver, and the left side is the stomach. As you can see, the liver is a very large organ. It's one of the largest organs in the body. And the stomach is very large as well. And the stomach is it's like a holding tank. It's definitely part of your digestive system. And the digestive system, the process is to take in food we eat and it turns it into energy or waste. That's the process of the digestive system. And the digestive system starts at the mouth, the glands, the salivary glands. That's when the foods start breaking down with that saliva, goes down into the esophagus, which is that long tube. It hits the liver, it goes into the stomach. The food that you eat is going into the stomach, and it's a holding tank. It's a temporary storage tank for your food. Takes about 2 hours to start to break down into fluid, and then it starts to process and it goes into the small intestines, and then the process starts to break down even more, and then it ends up in the large intestines after it goes through this process, and then we eliminate through the rectum. So it's this whole idea of taking in, processing, and letting go, similar to when we were talking about our breath. We take in, we process, and we let go. This is the whole process of us as humans. We take in, we process, and we eliminate. We take in an emotionality, we process it, hopefully we eliminate it, because if we hold on to it too long, then that's where things could start to break down, especially if it's emotionality that's more highly charged negative wise. So we'll be talking about not only the physical elements of these organs, but also the emotionality piece and energetic piece, which we'll be getting into in our other classes. But today, take a snapshot of this stomach, and you can see where the spleen is. Now the spleen is not part of the digestive system. It's actually part of our lymphatic system. It's one of the largest members of your lymphatic system. It recognizes and removes old, malformed, or damaged red blood cells. And it also helps with very important for your immune system, because it helps to detect bacteria and viruses, and it will instantly produce white blood cells to fight off infection. So the spleen is very important to also be aware of in your body, because it's one of the largest members of your lymphatic system. We'll be talking about the relativity of these two organs and why they partner up. But for now, just understand that the stomach is your storage tank. You eat the food, starts to process immediately through your saliva glands. It comes into the stomach as your storage tank. The muscles in the stomach start to relax and start to break down the foods to more of a liquid, and then it will go break down a little bit more, and then it will go into your small intestines and break down even more, and then it starts to distribute, and then eventually ends up in your large intestines, and it's released through your elimination, the rectum. So fascinating to me, the body. It's important to understand also when the spleen is inflamed, it can expand similar to a gallbladder. It might expand so much that it's pushing on your stomach, which feels like indigestion. So sometimes when you have indigestion, it's not so much in the stomach as it might be more in the spleen. Just a little FYI on that. The process of digestion takes about 8 hours from taking in the food and having that food released. So it's it's not an instant process. It takes time to process all this. Similar to thoughts, it can take time to process thoughts. The idea is that we take it in, we process, and eventually we let go. And that's the process of the digestive system, but the process also of our energetic system as well. So we'll be talking more about this, but just take another look at this, get a good idea. Again, your liver's on your right side, it sits high up, and then the stomach attaches to that liver on your left side. And then just, you can even bring your hands, maybe one hand on that liver, one hand on the stomach, so you can kind of get an idea where they're sitting in your body. And then, of course, we have also the rib cage that's covering some of that liver area as well. And we have that in the upper cavity of our body. So that's a little tutorial on those two organs that we'll be working with